Hello, my name is Matt Henn and I'm Professor of Social Research at Nottingham Trent University's Department of Social and Political Sciences. And I would like to talk with you about our Intergenerational Partnerships project, for which we have developed the Citizens Engagement Model. Now, unfortunately, my first point isn't a very positive one, and that is that British democracy is in a state of some distress. Indeed, many people say that it needs really quite major surgery. Trust in democratic institutions, indeed trust in politicians as a whole, is in decline, and it has been for years. In addition, people vote in elections with far fewer numbers than they did in previous decades. And where they do vote, they often vote against traditional mainstream parties and instead for newer challenger parties, often of the populist right. Now, this isn't just a British issue, of course. We see these trends as we look across Europe, at the US, and in democracies such as Brazil and elsewhere. But this disenchantment with democracy is particularly evident in Britain, and no more so than amongst our younger generation. Well, why is this? Well, evidence suggests that young people feel that their voices are left unheard, and that democracy is failing to prioritise their concerns. Take Brexit. The vast majority of young people in 2016 voted to remain in the EU, but of course the outcome was that across the country the electorate voted for us to leave the EU. They voted for Brexit. In recent elections in 2017 and 2019, young people have voted in record numbers for the Labour Party, but yet on both occasions we've seen the Conservative Party return to government. Why is this important? Well, it's important because young people have faced, in recent years, the brunt of austerity policies. Those austerity policies, initiated since 2010, have had a really negative impact in terms of young people's education, the labour market, their jobs, and of course there have been really severe cuts in youth services. And all of these matters have been made worse by following the COVID-19 pandemic. So this generation of people face a precarious and uncertain future, and it's estimated that for the first time since the end of the Second World War, today's youth population face a world in which they are worse off than their older contemporaries. And all of this points to deep divisions between the generations, divisions that are economic, social and political in nature. So, at Nottingham Trent University, we've been rethinking how we do democracy so that the voices of all generations can be strengthened with decisions made that more fully reflect the priorities of younger people and older people alike. And we've been working on a project called Intergenerational Partnerships. Using our Citizens Engagement Model, we've run a series of events that bring together younger and older people of retirement age and above. And we found that there are significant areas of mutual concern and interest. Using a bottom-up approach, we've identified 6 key policy priorities that are of particular concern to young people and older residents in Nottingham. These include crime and safety, improving democracy, more city lighting and safe shared spaces, affordable housing, tackling homelessness, and more support for mental health issues and loneliness. We've then held up follow-up sessions, including these different generational groups, as well as service leads from Nottingham City Council who have responsibility for these 6 policy areas. The idea is that using our Citizens Engagement Model, this intergenerational partnership, working closely with the local authority service leaders, will transform these broad policy ideas into specific policy plans. Now, unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic has naturally put a temporary halt to the project, but when conditions allow, the next step will be to turn these policy plans into concrete intergenerational manifesto, and we'll present that to the local authority, and from there we'll take it to a meeting that will be held in Parliament, sponsored by one of our local MPs. And the plan is to roll out our Citizens Engagement Model to other local authorities across the country. Now, we see the Citizens Engagement Model as a way of doing democracy differently. Voting by itself doesn't always seem to work for everybody, and many citizens, including but not only young citizens, feel that their voices are marginalised and left unheard. But our collective form of bottom-up, citizens-led democracy offers people of all generations the opportunity to have their voices heard and acted upon by politicians. So we hope that our approach will help to deepen democracy by encouraging people to re-engage with the democratic process in local communities, by influencing decision makers, and by bringing together younger people and older people in conversations about policy matters that are of importance to them. We see that our intergenerational partnership project will have a vital role in helping to promote intergenerational understanding and tolerance. So, to finish, we'd really like to hear your views about our citizens' engagement model that we are developing at Nottingham Trent University, and we're looking forward to hearing your comments. Thanks so much.